people that I've spoken to want to ride with a bitless bridle.
Yeah.
But they're too apprehensive to do that.
How much time do we got? I can give you the whole history of it. So I'm known for my sayings many ways, and I say, if you want to try bitless, I said, the only bit a horse needs is a bit of understanding. He doesn't need a bit. Number one.
Yeah.
So I grew up where traditions, the horse goes, you start a horse on the saddle, they break him, I start him, right? So it's two different things. So that horse will go, in my family, it's a tradition, so the horse will be bitless for 2 years. So the horse gets to, there's a lot of changes in the horse's jaw as well. So you have to allow for that. So the horse learns to stop, turn, back up, turn around, and so on, just by using more the weight aids of the rider, the horse's seat, the rider's seat, and to influence that horse. Then after 2 years, you introduce the snaffle. That snaffle bit goes for, say, another 2 years, the ride with the snaffle, and then the horse will introduce later on to a curb and so on. So it never made sense to me, and I go, if I'm working a horse for 2 years, without a bridle, and I get him to use to my seat, what would I introduce? Once again, that's tradition. What people don't understand, the bits, like I remember when I started training, people got to know me a little bit more. They said, "Oh, that's a bitless guy," and it was almost like a tag that I said, "No, I'm a horse guy. So I'm doing it for the horse. I'm not doing it because I'm training or because I want to ride unicorns or anything like that. It wasn't nothing to do with that, So, but bits were introduced. I mean, we've been domesticating horses for, say, 6,000 years, and the bit was not introduced for about 1,500 years later.
Right.
To 2,000 years. So out of the first, my great grandmother's Cherokee Indian, so I got that. I've been, and I've been fortunate to work with the Apaches, Lakotas, and the Cherokees in America, and I'm taking them back to what they used to do. So I'm teaching American Indians how to ride bitless and how to get on a horse bareback again if they want to, So it's kind of strange that they gone with a modern world and then they went backwards, But,
yeah.
So for 1.5, people said, "Oh, is this a trendy fad thing?" And I said, "No." For 1,500 years, so I know my horse history, and people don't, for 1,500 years there was no bits, to 2,000. So then I know what happened. Someone couldn't stop a horse because they didn't have enough foundation. There was no trust. There was no respect. The horse would have been scared. And someone said, "I can't pull this horse up." And some bright spark would have gone, okay, they got no teeth in there. Let's put thorns. So they used to put thorns on the on the bars, and then that turned into bone. So then the first bits were made out of bone, and then the Iron Age came, and we never looked back. And now, 2021, we're still in the dark ages when it comes to the poor horses. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I know that I copped a fair bit of criticism for defending the horse, but that's my job. Someone called me the horse lawyer. And I said, I'm not a horse lawyer. I'm more like a QC, like a barrister. I'm like, so I'm definitely going to defend the horse when he needs to be defending. So that's a kind of briefly, that's a history and side bits and why. I had a lady yesterday, just a local, and she's had the third lesson with me, and she said, "I want to learn to be gentle to my horse, and you're the guy. I know you're soft and kind. You highly recommend it, but I would never ride bitless." And I went, "That's okay. I'm not going to force you." Yesterday, she actually had, after the third lesson, she was riding bitless. So, but not because I forced her, because I said, "See how the horse, it's not responding to the bit properly. It does cause pain in the mouth. I'm not saying this because I want you to go bitless, blah, blah, blah." And then you're under supervision. I said, "How much you trust me?" She said, 100%. I said, "We're going to take the bit of your horse, and I'm going to put one of my bitless bridles on," which I did. And she was like, so happy, and the horse was so happy. It's almost like every time the horse canted past, he was winking an eye and saying, "Thank you."
Yeah.
So a person that said never, when I went through how it affects the horse, the biomechanics, the bit can affect the biomechanics of the horse, the pain factor. Even when people said I ride with soft hands and so, it still is a foreign object. The horse's mouth should be tight. I mean, when I'm saying tight, it should be sealed. And relax. And when you got a bit, the horse is always opening the mouth, which it causes a chew reflex. Is your horse is salivating and trying literally to spit the bit out, or opening the mouth. There's a lot of photos online. People, I'm sure they've seen when horses are stopping with the opening the mouth, because that's just avoiding pain, that the mouth is like wide open, And then it's okay because you get so many tools. You go to the local horse shop and they say, "My horse opens the mouth." So they give you a drop nose band and say, you just tie it really tight and the horse can open the mouth, or it becomes bondage, for the poor horse, So
Yeah.
there's always tools and gimmicks. And I don't use them. I don't use spurs. I don't use beats. I don't use any of these. I use, I do in-hand work, and I might use the bamboo just to teach him to stand square, or do a Spanish walk or something like that, because I can't reach with my finger. But it shouldn't be all these tools. I mean, that my horse doesn't stop, get a bigger beat. My horse raised up, get the anterior beat. My horse does X, Y, Z. There's always a tool for everything, but there's no understanding. So I'm not bringing the tools to people. If anything, I take tools away and bring understanding, and they actually get surprised how much better the horse goes when you strip away all the tools and you implement more horse knowing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a double bonus there because it's cheaper, isn't it? They don't have to buy these things.
I'm not saying that the local horse shops here, they would not stock my book or anything. Not that they love what I do, but they told me, the boss said I put him out of business because it's not that I'm trying to put him out of business. If people say, I need to buy a bigger beat, I go, no, you just got bigger bit of understanding. So my horse I get bigger spurs, and I go, no, a horse has to be schooled on the leg. He doesn't know what a leg means. So, and then they surprise how they can throw away all this gear so they can have the idea kind of thing, if it makes sense. And I feel if I control, if I have to control a horse through metal in his mouth, it's like, well, I can't claim then that I've got trust. I might have obedience.
Yes.
I don't have respect, even though the horse might do everything I say. The respect is coming out of fear because it's coming out of pain. So
yes.
I don't have that. So my gelding that I just retired, I did some shows, and I rode him bridleless and bareback, and someone say, why do you ride bridleless? And I said, because I can, because my relationship with that horse is that great that, it took steps to get to that, but it goes to show that even, say, cantering or galloping a bridleless horse, that he's still going to stop. I'm not saying go home and try it tomorrow, but it's something you can build to.